Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, today I have Chris Cronin on the line, and he is co-founder and CMO over at Kitanica. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Adam. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, Chris. So excited to learn more about Kitanica today, and also I hear that you have some Hollywood ties. So we'll be getting into that as well. But before we do that, we will get this interview started the way that we start them all, with our Mission Matters Minute. So, Chris, we at Mission Matters, we amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts. That's our mission. Chris, what mission matters to you?
Well, we're on a mission to make the most durable, well-built, and engineered outdoor gear available to mankind.
Great.
No simple pursuit.
I'm in, and I love bringing mission-based entrepreneurs on the line to share, their mission, why they're doing what they're doing, how they're doing it, and really what we can all learn from that so that we all grow together as well. So great to have you on. And I guess, just to get us kicked off here, I understand there's a story into how Kitanica got started. Tell me that story.
So it is a family business. My brother Beej, or William Cronin, is a designer and has been designing clothes since he was about 11 on my mom's sewing machine, our mom's sewing machine. And he basically just started making clothes for himself. And he made some weird cheesemaker shirt from some pattern from some crafty store in Connecticut. And it just looks so Three Musketeers. He just started to change it immediately. He's like, this isn't cool. He's like, you need to get rid of this, strip this down, put a pocket over here. And he's like, just immediately had this knack for customizing, and he just kind of could think in pattern pieces, which was, clothes are complicated. Anyway, so he started doing that, and he just went from there and started making his own clothes for different things. And he went into farming. He has a degree in soil science and was working on an orchard and was going through clothes like crazy. The cotton Carhartts and the things that just wear out when they get wet, washed, dirty, and beat up. Farmers are hard on clothes, as you might imagine. And he just started to make stuff out of like ballistic nylon and different corduras and just really heavy nylon so that it would last forever. And so he started making these like really insane jackets that took, I don't know, 100 hours to make maybe for the first one when he was learning how to do it and honing in on it. And he's still making those kind of jackets. But so that was kind of the impetus for we can make clothes that nobody else makes, like clothes that are so durable that you wouldn't imagine that somebody would make it or need something that durable. But turns out people do want that. And so we've been making clothes like that. We've got pants, shorts, shirts, fleeces, jackets, and all different levels of durability, of course, because we're using all sorts of different types of fabrics, but it's all about quality build, quality materials. We sew everything with boot thread, so it just holds together and it's just built right and has functionality that is something that we also focus on. But that's where it started, was him making these clothes. And so, that launched the business.
So what has been, who are some of the, first off, when I was kind of reading and looking at everything, so the idea of overbuilt tactical and adventure apparel. So when you think about that, is this a segment in the marketplace, or are you really kind of inventing something new? Because I always thought, as we were having this conversation, I thought Carhartt, like those jackets, okay, that's rugged, but no, you're a step above that. In terms of durability and in terms of what you're doing, who wears this? I'm so curious.
Yeah, so it's a little bit it's definitely a niche in a way but it's a lot of veterans are kind of key, because those guys are off. They're about adventure. They're about they're overlanding. They're they're
Totally.
motorcycling. They have ATVs, side by sides. They're out fishing. They just enjoy the outdoors. They're just kind of that, personality and lifestyle, and it kind of lends itself. And also, we do sell a lot into special forces people and teams and SEAL Team 6 and those kind of customers that have the the permission or the ability to buy whatever they want for their teams versus like a uniform, because our stuff is mostly about 90% made in the U.S. and we have our own sew facility and stuff, and we're in California, so the minimum wage is very high, and so it does cost real money to do it, but you only have to buy one because it's going to last you forever. So that's kind of our mission. Part of our mission is, but anyone it's really evolved where our line is huge now. We have a ton of different products that we make. We sell,
and it looks great, by the way, for everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody that's listening. I mean, I looked at your Instagram, so Kitanica USA, KITANICA USA, and I look at it. I know we've been talking about durability, right? But I'm looking at this right now, and I'm like, I want this. I'm like, this jacket is amazing. I see the black one. I'm probably saying it wrong. Oh, the newest Mark Series jacket. There we go. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
The Mark 8, I'm like, wow, this is a slick, like it's great, and it looks almost it has this feel that you're almost like the couture of outdoors, right? It almost has a custom feel and look. It's awesome.
Thank you. That's kind of where we are. Is like if there's a very serious design sense to what we make. My brother's a full genius, like I said. He's been making and customizing clothes forever, and he has this aesthetic that's like this futuristic military, but outdoor look. And it kind of started where there was a time, and things have shifted a bit because tactical gear has really gone pretty mainstream. People are into it. And because it's so functional and it looks cool and it looks, ready for anything. So, but it used to be like back when we started the company in the 90s, trail was all you could get, trail looking stuff. I'm thinking the REIs of the world and on the East Coast, it's Eastern Mountain Sports, and just this kind of hiking, a little bit granola, not that there's anything wrong with that, but just kind of not aggressive, badass looking stuff. And that's kind of where we came in. We're like, these things can look, Terminator, like out of a movie. And that's kind of where Hollywood does come in, is that they've
tell me about the Hollywood ties. Like, how did all this come about?
Well, they've found us. Well, first, my brother was making this jacket called the Mark IV, and we still make it. It's been redesigned since, but it was one of his early jackets, and it had a spine pad, articulated spine pad. It was green, like almost like the Hulk green, and had a rifle recoil pad on the right shoulder. It's made of 1,000 denier Cordura. It's got double layer shoulders and elbows. It's got Fastex clips with big plastic buckles down the front, so you can wear it unzipped and it can vent. It was really heavy duty, and it has this giant collar with two cinches to cinch it down and stuff. And one of his buddies, before he was famous, bought one, and he was making them onesie twosie and like just kind of small run stuff. We weren't in like production mode. We didn't have a factory. He was like a one-man sweatshop basically. And my brother, and Adam Savage bought one of Mythbusters fame. And so that was before he was on the show. And then he started shooting the show. He got and took off. And so that Mark IV is in all these episodes of Mythbusters, like really early on in the internet days. And we didn't even know he was wearing it. My brother had no idea. I had no idea. And my cousin didn't have any idea either. And so one of my brother's friends was looking for a current address for him, and found this whole stream in a forum that said like, who makes this jacket? What is this thing? This thing's amazing. I need one. And so he reached out to my brother, like, dude, you gotta get online here and answer these people's questions. They want to know about the jacket. Anyway, so that started this whole thing down that road, and that was the first kind of TV foray. And so since then we've gone on, we've got other things on Mythbusters, but we've also have really good ties with Marvel. We're in a bunch of Avengers movies. We have we're the pants on the Rock in Jumanji, and so we've custom made those. So the wardrobe departments have found us, and because we're vertical, we do, we're a cut and sew operation. We design cut and sew. We have in-house sewing and capabilities to make stuff. So what's funny is, for that Jumanji movie, those are the green pants with the pockets, and we're famous for that design because it's got these lap pockets, dual lap pockets left and right. And it's got knee. We have some with knee pad inserts, and they're really heavy duty tactical pants. And so he's wearing them in the movie. And so the producers asked us to make a child's version of that, which we obviously don't have graded down to like really small sizes or anything. But we're like, yeah, sure, we'll make one. And so we made one pair of pants, just scaled it all down. And that's, again, my brother just.
Wow.
He's a pattern maker. He's like all that.
Wow.
And, so we made this one pair, and we never saw it in the movie. We thought there was going to be like some sequence of him as a kid in this Jumanji thing, and either they did that. We never saw it in the movie, so we figured they either had a scene that wound up on the editing room floor and they didn't use the pants for that, or one of the directors or somebody's kid wanted to be Jumanji for Halloween and wound up with a pair of pants that took 100 hours.
Yeah.
So anyway, but we've also been on The Rock and the Fast and Furious.
Wow.
The show. But what's interesting in terms of like business, it's hard to parlay those placements into much. You can't really use The Rock's likeness. I mean, on social it's loose and you can, but nobody's going to come after you necessarily. But in terms of notoriety, you're really just kind of working with the wardrobe people and just trying to get more business that way because they buy them. So, but Marvel has a little Titanic, not a little, but it's actually kind of substantial Titanic department in their wardrobe where there's this little we have a bunch of jackets because we know they've bought all these jackets for Arrow and different shows they make. I don't even know if that's them, but anyway, so kind of fun, but basically bragging rights is really what you get out or we have to turn it into like cash money, but it's cool. It's certainly cool to be a part of it. We're always stoked when they call.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Well, I'll tell you, this is an amazing story. I'm happy to bring it to my audience. And first off, great. I love bringing these type of entrepreneur stories to everyone, Chris, because I feel like it's motivating, it's inspiring. I mean, family business, made in the U.S. I mean, all these other things. It's just great story. That being said, it's been great having you on the show. If somebody wants to learn more, or if they want to connect and shop, what's the best way for them to do that?
Our website, Kitanica.com, Kitanica.com. You can also reach me directly at Chris@Kitanica.net. CHRIS.
Fantastic.
And
we'll put all of that information in the show notes, all the links and stuff like that, because I want my audience to check it out. And I saw a denim jacket as we were talking to. I'm like, oh, okay. And then you're priced well too. So so everybody knows, I mean, go check out the shop, go check it out. But just because The Rock's wearing these pants don't mean, or a version of them does not mean that you can't afford them. Like, I was shocked when I saw the prices, and especially because you think about the price. Okay, it's a little bit more than maybe a Carhartt or something, but you give me one of those jackets for life. You're never going to mess it up. I mean, pays for itself as far as I'm concerned. So awesome. We'll put all of that information in the show notes again, so that our audience can check it out. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters or listening to an episode, we're all about bringing on business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and having them share their mission, the reason behind their mission, and really what you can learn from that so that we can all grow together. That's the whole point of the Mission Matters platform, is so that we can grow together as an entrepreneurial community and as a marketplace. Chris, really appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks again.
Thanks, Adam. This was awesome.